Hi there, my name is Milena, this is my knitting channel, and today we're having an episode of a classic knitting podcast. So this is the last episode of knitting podcast for this year, and December have been a bit hectic for me, probably the last 3 years. December is quite challenging for me because everything changes, there is a lot of going on, and that's why there won't be a lot of knitting. There wasn't a lot of knitting, and there won't be a lot of finished objects. I have only one big, one small, and one really tiny one, and some work in progress, one knitting failure that is sitting in a naughty corner right now, plus just a bit of yarn acquisitions. So without further ado, let's dive in. My first finished object that I want to show you is what I'm wearing right now. This is a Levitate wrap by my favorite since Knitwear. I decided to not to cross it right now, but it looks really cute when you tie the straps, tie this thing into the bow. Plus I'm gonna add a button or something like that, or probably two I-cords to tie down the opposite part of the cardigan. But since I've knitted it, I'm wearing it really almost every day because it's so fluffy, so cozy, and it's not itchy at all, so I can wear it with a top. I don't need to wear a t-shirt because usually have some problems with my shoulders. They are really sensitive, and I can get some irritation in close to this zone. So this haven't any problems. I've knitted this cardigan with Isager Eco Soft and Trio 1 in the same color that is presented in the pattern by my favorite since Knitwear. It's probably E2S for Eco Soft and color linen for the Trio 1. For those who are wondering how they can substitute this yarn, I really recommend trying this combination, and if it's not on your budget, you can find something like Drops Air, probably Gabowool Fog, as it has a lot of similarity to this yarn, and to be honest, they have more colors in similar yarn or something like that. And also a strand of something like Trio 1. Probably I'd recommend to invest into Trio 1 because it has really huge yardage. You're getting 350 meters per 50 grams, so it's quite huge. I've used around 2.5 skeins of it for the whole cardigan, and almost 7 skeins of EcoSoft, or 6.5, something like that. So in case you want to change something, you can change the main fluffy yarn, but I still suggest going with something like Trio 1, just because this yarn can grow a lot. So you need to have something like a string of silk mohair or something like Trio 1, just to keep everything together and keep it in shape. I'm not sure that I'd like this yarn. I know that I'd like this yarn with silk mohair, but I feel that for this cardigan it will be too much of fluff, to be honest. So I like that it's fluffy, but not so much. Also, as for the color, I like that it's gray, but not just gray. You know what I mean? It's like some of more light parts, some darker parts, and it looks not so plain. Yeah, it's not plain gray. It's knitted. I've knitted it with 6mm needles, 5mm needles, and 4mm needles, as the pattern suggests. Probably I could go just slightly with half of a size bigger needles, but I didn't have 6.5mm needles, so I decided that I try to knit as loose as I can, but it's not always happening. And I'm happy that I've chosen size 2 for this cardigan, because in case I meet the right gauge, I would need a size 1, but as my gauge was a little tighter, I went with size 2. It has beautiful shoulders. I'm not sure that I can show you correctly. I'll show you pictures over here. With the shoulders, it's a drop shoulder cardigan. It's a wrap cardigan, and I love how it wraps you because it adds so much coziness. It's slightly cropped, but to be honest, I can't say that it's too cropped. I'm a pretty tall girl, taller than average. Usually I have to add some length to some things, but for the sleeves, for example, I don't have such problem. I knitted it really according to the description, and the sleeves are great for me. They have a great length. I can be warm, cozy, and I can stretch them a bit. Plus, I know that this yarn could really stretch, so try not to, especially it can stretch with while you're blocking, so try not to add too much length if you're shorter than me. Probably that's all that I want to mention about this cardigan. And I've knitted it, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe more, just because I'm not a monogamous knitter right now. I'd like to have a lot of stuff, just because I'm a bit, I can say tired. I can say that I can easily get tired from something, but I really like to change something. And also, I'm pretty happy that this cardigan was knitted on the chunky needles, because I had some wrist pain during this month. That is also the reason why I didn't knit lots of stuff, because I have enough time, but I had some problems with my wrist. So knitting something on chunky needles really helps with it, but not too but the needles should be not too chunky, around 5-6 millimeters, and it works for me fine. Okay, let's go to the second knitted object. This is the second one in this cute little bow. It's a December bow, but I haven't bought the pattern. I just tried to reverse engineer it, and it looks pretty similar to what can be done. Plus, I wasn't sure that I'm ready to pay for this pattern, because I saw that it's pretty easy, especially as I have a Sophie scarf pattern. I know how PetiteKnit creates this applied I-cord on the edges, so I just went with it and create this bow. It looks really cute on me. I'll show you some pictures. I thought that I could finish it till the Christmas and wear it on Christmas Eve, but I took it with me to my friends, but I forgot to wear it. It's cool. But okay, I've knitted it with some scraps from my baggy hat by PetiteKnit. It's knitting for olive soft silk mohair and knitting for olive merino in color autumn. I've knitted it on, I don't remember exactly, on 3.5mm needles. Yes, it was my chogu, so it's 3.5mm needles. It's not too chunky, not too loose. I love how it looks. I love this detail in the middle. and I think that it looks really Christmassy. At first I thought about knitting a red one, but I didn't have any scraps, and as I wanted to take part into scrap ornaments make alone by Knitwear in Instagram, I decided that I don't want to buy any yarn, so it's in orange color. And probably that's all that I can tell you about this one. And the third finished object is this. It looks a bit strange right now because it's still slightly, it's slightly wet because it's blocking right now. I finished this bonnet just yesterday when I came home from place where I celebrated Christmas with my friends. I knitted it really just during 2 train rides. It's so easy to knit. This is a Harriet Bonnet by Milena Paulina in Instagram. I'm extremely sorry, I always forget your last name, so I'll add it over here. This is I really admire this designer, and I really love everything that she creates, so I decided to knit a bonnet made by her. And I've knitted it with 1 strand of silk mohair by Isager. This one in color, let me show you what was the color of it. Okay. I don't remember. Okay. I'll probably find it and show you. This is silk mohair from Isager. That's how much I have left, plus Jensen yarn in color 42, and this is how much I have left from Jensen yarn. Jensen yarn is 100 meter ball. Yeah, it's 100 grams hank, from which you can get 2 balls. Okay, let's call it balls. So this is 50 grams ball, and this is what I have left from the same size of a ball. So it's really a great scrap project, and I wanted to try a new yarn. That's why I decided to go and to buy a new yarn. As you can see, the mohair and the Jensen yarn looks a bit different over here, but I really like this slightly marbled effect. And as for me, this mohair adds, like a silver string into the yarn, so I like how it looks. When it will be dry, I'll make some photos and add you over here, or probably the video. I don't know how it will go, but I like how it looks. And this is one of my plans for this winter. It's finished, and if you are wondering what I'm talking about, this is the video that I'll add over here that I've made 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's soft, it's fluffy, it's everything that I wanted to be from this, and I hope that it won't be too scratchy, because Jensen is a bit scratchy yarn, but lots of people told that the yarn that looks scratchy isn't so scratchy as mohair, plus lots of people told that Isager mohair isn't scratchy, so we'll see. I've knitted it in 4.5mm needles and 3.5mm needles, but I made a small mistake. I started knitting this when I was on a train, and I was really sleepy, and I didn't knit the gauge, so it's aggressively blocking right now, because it will be better if I'll knit it with 5mm needles, but I hope that aggressive blocking will help. And that's all from my finished objects. let's go to my works in progress. As you know, I'm knitting I am knitting a zipper sweater light man version for my partner, and it's not done. It's still in progress. I'm working on it, really, but not so often, especially as it was on 4mm, as it is on 4mm needles, and with some wrist problems, it was pretty hard to knit it during this month. Plus, I find Gynt too tough for my hands. I have to really moisturize them too often, so I can't knit too long from it. But it has first finished sleeve. Finally, I didn't take it to show you right now because I let a photo, not so much change, just one sleeve. Probably I won't start anything new till the end of the year and try to knit second sleeve and then try to go to the body, because I really love how this sweater looks, but it's not so easy to motivate myself to knit it. I'm a really selfish knitter and I like to knit stuff for me, and I know that this sweater I couldn't wear a lot, so it's not so easy to motivate myself. The next work in progress, in previous episode I didn't have even the yarn for this project, and right now I'll show you almost finished project. This is how the things go with me this month. I really needed a lot of chunky knits. So this is my Wabi Sabi Cardi test knit, again for the same designer that I mentioned about, Bonnet. It's Milena on Instagram. This is BC Garn Hamelton Tweed tool. I knitted City Hiker beanie by the same designer from this yarn, and this yarn for the cardigan was sponsored for the test knit to all testers who are knitting this cardigan. I'll add an image how this cardigan will look in the result, and also I'll show you how it looks on me right now, but I don't want to switch cardigans. So I'm working on the last sleeve. I'm knitting it on 7mm needles to meet the gauge, obviously, and while the recommended is 6mm needles, so I'm going with a huge increasing of the needles. So what we have here, we have the whole finished body, button bands, neck bands, one sleeve, and the second sleeve is in progress. I've knitted probably a third of it. I've knitted this part and first braid that I have to knit the same amount of rows. So over here, then again the braid and the rib. Probably I'll finish it today or tomorrow, so it will be casted off till the end of the year. I think that it's pretty cool, and I definitely feel that this autumn and winter is about cardigans. It's a third cardigan that I'm knitting. The third? Yes, it's the third cardigan that I'm knitting for the several past months, and definitely cool because I love how the cardigan looks, and it's an easy way to mix and match stuff, especially when you have lots of tops. I can wear them. Plus I can wear all of my knitted almost all of my knitted tops with them, so it's a great thing. The color that I'm using here is I think that it's called Natural. It's a Tweedy yarn with lots of Tweedy bits, and it looks so cozy. It's a cropped cardigan with a drop shot. Can we say it's a drop shoulder? Probably yes. With really cool details. We have the braid on the shoulder, on the back neck. We have the same braids in the middle of the cardigan and on the sleeves. This braids really add some structure to this cardigan, because the yarn is really soft, it's squishy, and it's, as you can see, it's really soft, and these braids add some structure, so it won't stretch so much, because there is some opportunity to stretch, but not so much, because this braid really adds this sturdiness to this yarn. The back looks like this, and it definitely needs a good block, because I made the gauge only on 7mm needles, and only after a good block. Knitting a cardigan with 8mm needles or 7.5 will be a bit of a problem again for my wrists, because we can't go with too small needles and too big needles. We have to be somewhere in the middle to be sure that I won't have the same problem anymore. Please don't knit with a single strand of Mohair for a long sleeve top on 3.5mm needles. As for me, it was a pain. And it was a problem with the head. I don't remember exactly what caused this problem, but something with a tight gauge and the small needles definitely make me struggle. So, for the cuff, of this cardigan, you have a pretty big amount of rib. It will stretch a bit as well, and it's really oversized cardigan with big chunky sleeves, so you can wear something warm underneath it, and it will be really so warm, so cozy. I can't wait to wear it, but I don't have buttons, so we'll have to choose some, and it can be a bit of a struggle again. I don't like buttons. I don't like sewing them, but I like cardigans and I like wearing them. But I don't like adding some buttons, attaching them. Really, I hate attaching buttons. And still I'm choosing cardigans to knit. That's okay. For the time that I'm knitting this cardigan, it's around 2 weeks or 3. I'm bad with dates right now. I don't know what the day. It was really hard to understand what the day is today, or the day of the week. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and it's really flying off the needles. As you can see, I finished this cardigan, almost finished that cardigan, knitted bonnet, almost finished one thing that is lying on a naughty corner right now. I'll tell you just a bit about it. So you can see, really, I'm finishing this cardigan pretty quick, and the designer gives a lot of time for this cardigan, for the test knit, and I really appreciate it, because sometimes the deadlines are really too strict for the test knits. So that's all about my work in progress. I have, it will be like an acquisition part. So if you don't want to hear about my acquisitions, you can skip to the end of this video if you're interested in what have changed in my life after the previous podcast episode. If no, thanks for watching, and in case you're interested about my acquisitions, let's hear about them. There is not so much of them. The first one is, let's start from this one. It was this Isager Jensen yarn and silk mohair to knit bonnet, because I wanted to try this yarn. I went to shop and bought to the yarn store and bought some yarn. Definitely I could go with something from my stash, but I just really wanted to try Isager mohair, because everyone tells so much about it, that it's not scratchy at all. I can't say that it's not scratchy at all, but probably it's a bit softer than knitting for olive. Probably, not sure. We'll see how it wears, but for my hands it's so soft, so nice. I like it. For the Jensen yarn, I can't say too much. It's a bit rustic yarn. It's heavy. I can say it's like, it's even not sport weight. It's something like decay weight, because you'll get 125 meters per 50 grams. It's like Knitting for Olive heavy merino for the yardage and weight, but it's a bit, I can say that it's really thinner than Knitting for Olive, so it's decay yarn or something like that. And I love this color. It's color 42. And the next acquisition, it's my yarn from Naughty Corner. So this is Double Sunday by Knitting for Olive. It's in a color gray. It's like bluish black, or really dark. It's really dark. Double Sunday. It's really dark yarn. It's a PetiteKnit dark blue color. They don't have color names, and the color is 5581. I'll add in description info about it over here. I bought this yarn to knit a hat for my partner because I couldn't finish a sweater for him till Christmas, so I thought probably I can manage to knit a hat. I wanted to knit a hipster hat, so I went with this yarn. It creates really beautiful 2x2 rib. It's so squishy, so soft, and while I was knitting and really enjoyed the process, lots of people told that it's not the best yarn for them to knit. They prefer using double-stranded Sunday, while I find that maybe it's a bit strange while you're knitting and there is some splitting happening, but the resulted fabric looks so perfect. It's so squishy, so soft, and as you can see, there is no hat. That is the reason why it's a Naughty Corner. I've casted on the hat, took it to the train. Again, yes, I've spent a lot of time in the trains. I took it to the train, needed probably 10 centimeters in the first train. Then while I was in Gdansk, I needed some more. Then I came home, so that I had 27 centimeters of 2x2 rib. Knitted in the round. I started adding markers for decreasing to the crown, so I was really gonna finish this hat. I thought that I'll finish it right now, block it, and gave it to my partners, so everything would be fine. And while I was adding markers, I understood that I didn't have the right amount of stitches. I tried this hat. I was knitting it on a bit bigger needles because I'm a tight knitter and I need to go to size up needles, and it wasn't too big on me, so I wasn't suspicious that something was going wrong. So I found out that I had 12 more stitches, then I had to knit it. In case I'll have 16 more stitches, I could manage the decreases, but as I had 12 more stitches, I couldn't manage the decreases. And if you're having 1x1 rib, you can still manage. Probably you could manage these decreases with 1x1 rib. Like something beautiful with 1x1 rib. If you cast on more stitches, if you cast on really 12 more stitches on a stockinette hat, it won't be a problem at all to decrease them. But for 2x2 rib, to create beautiful decreases on a hipster hat, with the crown, with all this rib that is decreasing into one stockinette column in 4 places, I just couldn't manage it. It won't be beautiful, and it would be really strange. So I had to unravel it. It was a pain for me, so I unraveled it. Make a ball from the yarn and put it into this. This is a gift from my friend. She gave it to me previous year, and it has a small A for my name. She made it by herself, by her hands, and embroidered this A. So I put this yarn into this project bag and don't want to take it for some time, but I'll promise I'll knit you a hat. Really, not right now. This yarn have to lie somewhere because it was so. I really wanted to cry because I needed 27 centimeters of 2x2 rib in a round. Ugh. But I really want to finish this hat, and I want to knit the same hat for myself because it's so amazing. It's really so cool, and how it looks when you fold the brim. I really have to finish it. So that's all about my acquisitions as well. Yeah, I also bought some yarn for my friend. I'll send it to you tomorrow. But I want to show you, and it's in here because she'll get this yarn probably after watching this video, so I won't show you. And that's all. As for my life updates, I moved from Wrocław to Warsaw, and right now I'm living here. One day I'll stop living in the boxes and the suitcases. One day, not this year, not next year, but someday this will happen. I really believe in this. And it was quite challenging to move with two cats in a car, but we made it. And I hope that next year I'll get a new job, and probably I'll have less time to knit, but we'll see how it'll go. So that's all from me for today. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed seeing your comments below, so please let me know what do you think about my finished objects, my work in progress, my naughty corner hat. Have you finished your Christmas gifts, or you're a selfish knitter as well? Please press the thumbs up and come here again, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Bye.